In today's tutorial, we're going to have a look at creating a jumping power-up in our platform games. So basically, in our last lesson, we created a platform game where we had a little man that ran around and could jump onto the platforms. As you can see in this game, it's slightly different. Our little man cannot jump onto that first bunch of platforms, so he can't get into the game. What I've got in the game, though, is a yellow arrow here. And when the little man runs into that, he gets a power where he can jump higher for about 6 or 7 seconds. So as you can see now, when I jump, I can't get on top of this first platform, but when I go and hit this yellow arrow, I can suddenly jump higher and get myself into the game by being able to jump up to those higher platforms. Okay. After about 5, 6, 7 seconds, I can't remember what I had it set at, he can no longer jump that high anymore. So if I fall back to the ground and try and get back up, that power up has run out and I can no longer get onto those first platforms. So this is a cool little feature you could have in some of your games. So I'm going to close off the example now, and I'm going to open up my jumping game that we created in one of our previous tutorials. Okay, and basically it was just the man and the walls, and the middle man could jump around onto those different platforms or walls. What we're going to do now is create a new sprite, and it's going to be that yellow arrow. So when we run into that yellow arrow, we will get our power. So we're going to give it the name SPR_jump. This power up is going to help him jump higher. And instead of loading a sprite, we're just going to edit a sprite and create our own. Alrighty, so to create your own, you can go to File and New, and make sure it's 32 by 32, and click OK, and double click on the grey box that appears. That's just a transparent background at the moment. What we're going to do is draw an up arrow. You can do that many ways, either using the little pen tool there or the line tool. I'm actually going to use the polygon tool here to draw the top of the arrow. I'm just going to get some colours here, so I might use black for the outline and yellow for the fill colour. Hopefully I've got the colours around the right way there. A little bit crooked, I might just undo that and do that one more time. So click, and I'll click once up the top, and I've got my top of the arrow drawn. I'll grab my rectangle tool next, and I'll just draw on the base of that triangle, making sure it's somewhere in the middle like so. Using my pen tool there, I'll just need to make sure my inside colour there is black and colour that in. You can change that colour if you want. You can grab the fill bucket, so if you want to have another bright colour like pink or something, by all means go for it. I'll stick with that now and hit the green tick at the top of the page. We've got our arrow drawn, so that's our sprite done. So click OK and quickly convert that to an object. We'll give it the name OBJ_jump, attach the arrow sprite to it, and click OK. Alrighty, so that's looking good. The other thing we need to do in this game is create a new object. Okay, basically we've got object man that can jump a certain height, just your average height. What we're going to do is create a second copy of this man that can jump a bit higher. So to do that, we're going to right click on object man and simply duplicate him. And we'll give him a new name called OBJ_man jump. All of his actions here are basically going to be the same as the original man. We just need to change one thing, and that's in the step event here. What we need to change in the step event on object man jump is the second option that says set the gravity. Double click on that and change the gravity 0.5 to either 0.2 or 0.3. They're going to make you jump a bit higher if you change that gravity there. So click OK. That's all we need to change on object man jump for now. So just click on OK. So you can see in your objects panel now you've got two different characters. We've got object man that moves normally and can jump normally, and then we've got object man jump. So when we hit that power up button, what we want to happen is have that man jump up a little bit higher than usual. Okay, so let's code that in now to make that happen. We're going to start on object man, so our original one. Open him up for me. Okay, we're going to need to add in a new event, and it's going to be a collision with the yellow arrow, the pink arrow. So the object jump object there. So when the man and object jump arrow there have a collision, first of all I want that arrow to disappear. We can only collect that power up once. So in the main one tab, just hit the destroy instance button there and click on either other or click on object and choose the arrow. That's what we want to destroy, that object jump. Okay, Next thing we're going to do is we're going to change our little object man into object man jump. So all of a sudden he can jump higher. So to do that we hit the blue and red balls here in the main 1 tab. So we're going to change itself, so object man, and we're going to change it into object man jump. And perform events should be set to yes, so it does occur. We'll click OK. And then the next bit, we just want this power up to be available for like 6 or 7 seconds or so. So what we do is set an alarm, or basically a timer. In the main 2 tab, the very first option at the top there, you see a little alarm clock. So set an alarm. The number of steps we're going to put in is 200. That's about 6 or 7 seconds worth of time. Once you put that in, for alarm 0, click on OK. So basically what's happened here is when our man collects the power up to make him jump, we're going to destroy that power up first of all, so he can't collect it any more than once. Then we're going to change our object man into object man jump, so he can jump higher. Then we're going to set an alarm, so it lasts about 6 or 7 seconds, this power up. We'll click OK. The final thing we need to add is on the object man jump. We need to tell the game what should happen when that alarm runs out, or when that timer runs out. So we're going to add in an event, and it's going to be an alarm event. And alarm 0 was the alarm that we set that timer on before. So when that timer runs out after 6 or 7 seconds, we want our object man jump to turn back into our object man. So we simply go to the main 1 tab, select the blue and the red balls there again to change the instance. We want to change itself into object man, and yes to perform the events. And then we'll click on OK. So that's all the coding, so we'll press OK at the bottom here. And before we test our game, we just need to go into our room, or level 1. Go to our Objects tab there, and just select that Object Jump, which is the up arrow, and place it in your game somewhere. Press the green tick, press the green play button at the top to run the game. It will just compile, so just watch that for 20 seconds or so, however long it takes. Slowly going, and hopefully we've got our player that can collect the power up and jump a bit higher for a few seconds or so. So let's see. Here it comes. Okay, so when our when our level loads up, we can't jump up to those higher platforms. When we select the arrow, it should disappear, and we should be able to jump a bit higher. Okay, and that's definitely the case. So that should stick around for however long. When I drop back down the bottom now, that power up should have run out. It sure has. We can no longer jump back up to those higher platforms. Alrighty, so we've got our little power up working. That could come in really handy for your assignments or some future games that you create. So keep that tutorial in mind. It's a very short one, very quick one, and a very easy one. Good luck with it.